Hello, my Fitchburg classmates. How are you? I hope you're all doing well. Let me ask you this. Could you be brushing your way into poor health? You ever think about that? I'm here to I'm here to inform you that there's a very good possibility that you are. Or at the very least, into poor intestinal health. Did you brush your teeth today? I hope so. If you didn't, stop what you're doing right now. Go brush your teeth. Just kidding. Do I sound like a dad? Anyway, are you one of those millions of people out there that use Colgate for a toothpaste? If you are, then you may be at risk of developing intestinal related health issues. You might be asking yourself right now, how could brushing your teeth be bad? Let me introduce you to triclosan. Triclosan is a chemical that is used by Colgate to fight gingivitis and is at the center of this controversy within the dental community. I have three main points that I want to share with you today that I think are very, very important about triclosan. It will allow you to evaluate the facts and information I'll be sharing with you and give you the opportunity to make an informed decision in regards to your own health and the health of your family. Number one, it was banned by the FDA in 2016 for any use in antibacterial hand soaps, lotions, etc. Number two, why was it banned? And what exactly is triclosan? And number three, what does triclosan have to do with our gut or intestinal health? We'll discuss all those points. But before I even get started on my 3 points, I want to share with you a quick story of why I chose this topic. This is going to sound a little weird, maybe even a little hypocritical, but when I started to think about the topic, I wanted to research. I actually had the intention, of trying to persuade you to use Colgate if you were using another brand. Here's my little story. About 5 years ago, I went to a science fair at my oldest son's Catholic school. Okay, they were two 8th grade middle school students that did an outstanding job at presenting their research project. Their research project, you probably guessed it by now, toothpaste. Which toothpaste was best for you, Crest or Colgate? Okay, with all the information that they presented, they came to the conclusion that Colgate was the better of the two. Okay, now I never forgot that. And I also never forgot them, for that matter, because they were so well prepared, and I really, truly enjoyed listening to them, as young as they were, and I was intrigued about their outcome. So that's why, when I started my research, I had all intentions of promoting Colgate, until I found out why Colgate was better. Colgate uses triclosan. Crest does not. With respect to the students that did the initial research, triclosan had not been banned at that time. So for all intents and purposes, their findings were correct. After literally hours upon hours of research, I came across multiple articles written by, about the dangers about triclosan and some of the shady work of the FDA, which I'm sure you all know stands for the Food and Drug Administration. According to Mary Beth Griggs, who is a writer for Smithsonian.com from Bloomberg News, in August of 2014, the FDA had to be sued by the National Resources Defense Council to release all the papers from the initial report of the application process findings from Colgate that were kept from the public. When those papers were finally made public, there were studies that showed fetal bone malformation in mice and rats in relation to triclosan. Of course, Colgate denies those allegations. I'm sure that may have contributed to the decision by Colgate and the FDA not to release those findings initially to the public. So going back to my 3 points. What exactly is triclosan? Triclosan is a chemical compound. It's in a multitude of products ranging from cosmetics to deodorant to mouthwash. Believe it or not, it was actually registered as a pesticide in 1969. And according to the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control, it's in over 75% of all human urine, which ends up in all the waterways. Okay? And that's a controversy on itself, but it's a story for another day. In 2014, the FDA claimed it needed more time to study the long-term effects on humans, that it didn't have enough evidence to ban it completely. Now, what I don't understand is they banned it from antibacterial soaps and lotions in 2016 after apparently having enough information on that, but they won't ban it from toothpaste? It just doesn't make sense. Companies like Procter & Gamble, who manufacture Crest, are being proactive and pledged to eliminate triclosan from all its products. Why would they do that if there were no risks involved? Review.com, which is the internet's version of Consumer's Digest, which for all you young people out there is a publication that has been in print for over 50 years. And what they do is they test and rate consumer products, and who, by the way, also issued a consumer alert back in 2012 about triclosan. Okay? Review.com conducted a study of the 10 best toothpaste, and Crest was the victorious of the best all-around or overall toothpaste, from whitening to cavity prevention and so on. They interviewed many professionals from the dental and oral health industry, with one of them being Dr. Louis Singelman, who is a dentist from New York. He is also the director of the dental anesthesiology at the Lutheran Medical Center in New York. And if that's not quite enough, he is an assistant professor at NYU, New York University College of Dentistry. He was quoted as saying, triclosan or any other antibacterial ingredient can negatively affect the balance of your mouth and gut bacteria. I recommend avoiding daily use. Those are his words from a true professional. The FDA has been under fire in recent years for not being the watchdog that is supposed to be for the health and safety of the public. I believe that they have dropped the ball on this again. They should be informing the public of the dangers of triclosan aggressively and banning it from all toothpaste. In relation to my next point that I want to discuss, which is what does triclosan have to do with our gut health? Let me tell you, our digestive system is a complex and delicate system. There are millions of good bacteria that live within our digestive tract that help in digesting the food that we eat, and they also fight off the bad bacteria. If we disturb that balance, you're putting your health in jeopardy. There was a study printed by the ADA, which is the American Dental Association, on May 19, 2016 that gave me some concern. It stated that almost half of the participants in a study gained more than 0.6% of their body weight in comparison with people that used triclosan. Those are the ones that gained the weight, to people that did not use triclosan in that same study. They also wrote that, and this is quote, appeared to be significant decreases in several taxa, including those associated with periodontal disease. What was a concern? They went on to say that none of the association was significant after a correction for false discovery rate, which really didn't make sense to me because it either did or did not. Why write both? The ADA still has a seal of approval on Colgate, but like the FDA, they might be holding a little information back. Just my opinion. I know that there are numerous products out there that are potentially dangerous, but we would have to truly consume a huge amount on a daily basis for any of that to apply. But in the case of triclosan, it's just a matter of an easy decision. Do I want to use a toothpaste that has it, or do I want to use a toothpaste that does not? I choose does not. Hopefully you will too. Okay. Lastly, I'm going to sound like your dad again. Okay. Did you brush your teeth today? But I know that you did. I'm asking you this for a much more important reason than just fresh breath and good teeth. It could be the difference between really good intestinal health or really bad intestinal health. I feel it's my obligation to inform you with all the facts and try to persuade you to change your toothpaste if you are using Colgate. Or you can change it to Crest or any toothpaste that just doesn't have triclosan. I invite you to spend some time reading through all the articles that I put in my PowerPoint so that you can feel comfortable with your decision. I wish you all great health and happiness, and hopefully I can persuade some of you, if not all of you, to switch if you haven't already, or at the very least consider all the facts to make your own informed decision. Thank you and have a great day.